have the big matchup to start this game with Luka, but you also, on the other end, were able to play within yourself while being aggressive. How difficult is that balance on the biggest stage to have those responsibilities, and how much do you relish that?
I think it's a full team effort. And, Luka Doncic still at 30 and 10, so got to do a better job. But, it's a full team effort. And, tonight I got lucky a few times, but we got to get ready for game 2.
Left side here in the second row.
Jaylen, what stood out to you most about the performance tonight from the group? What did you like the most about the way you guys competed?
I think defensively, I thought we made some big time plays. When they cut it to 8, that's when the game started. And I liked how our team responded. We stayed composed. Offensively, we got to our spacing and was able to push that lead back out and made some plays on offense. That was a big third quarter.
On the left side here in back.
Hi, Rich Thompson, Boston Herald. Jaylen, what were you feeling at the end of the third when you rejected Kyrie under the basket and then went down the court for the big three-point shot?
What was I feeling? Just trying to make some plays, get my team going. Defense is what, we got to hang our hat on. And right there, that was an example of that.
Over in the back right, Jake.
Jaylen, along those lines, from like a typical 7-footer standpoint, like Kristaps is supposed to be the backline rim protector, anchor this defense. What's your thought process as you're trying to go up and contest a drive when you're in the backline there?
It just depends. It just depends on who you're on. It just depends on the spacing of the game, and we got to be able to make plays. And right there, it was just, I was a low guy. I was on some of those bigs. You don't want to give up lobs. That's one thing that we made an emphasis on. So I don't want to step up too much and give those lobs. But, I was able to cat and mouse a little bit and then make some plays at the rim.
John in the back left.
Jaylen, John Corrales, Boston Sports Journal. When you guys lost that lead, it gets down from 29 to 8. What's going through your head? We haven't seen this level of response maybe in the past, but this year you guys have been able to kind of turn that around a little bit. What goes into that kind of response?
That's the game right there. It's not going to be perfect. It's a long series. I expect them game 2 to come out with tremendous force and maybe try to hit us in the mouth. So, that's the game. When a team goes on a run, you gotta manage it. You gotta stay composed, and you gotta keep playing basketball. It's almost like you just have short-term memory, a little bit like the team is not even on a run. You gotta play smart basketball, and make great plays to get our flow back. And I think in that third quarter, I got to the free throw line. I think that helped us get going. Then we made some reads. I made a kick out to the corner. Al got a 3. We was able to get some good offensive going, but getting to that paint, being solid, being composed was what allowed us to push that lead back out.
Steve in the front right.
Steve Buckley from The Athletic. Jaylen, back to the 8-point deficit lead. Joe said something like we asked him what he said during that timeout. He said, I talked for 30 seconds. They're on the bench. They're talking for 2.5 minutes. So I guess what I'm asking is, what did Joe say for 30 seconds, and what did you guys say to each other for 2.5 minutes?
We just said, just breathe. The game is starting now. Just breathe. This is a moment where, our experience shines through. Just breathe. Just keep playing basketball. If you got a shot that's open, take it with confidence. No turnovers. Take care of the basketball and just play our game. We got to get some stops. They made some big shots, and just navigate the run. That was it.
Tim standing on the left.
Tim Bondos from ESPN. Jaylen, a couple of years ago, you guys were obviously in the finals. Now you're back 2 years later. The two biggest differences are having Drew and Kristaps here with you guys. How much of an impact did the two of them make tonight, and what did they show in terms of the differences they've made to your team over the past year to get you to the position you guys are in?
Yeah, 2 great additions between Kristaps and Drew. And any given night, it could be any of us, And Kristaps had a monster game for us. Just his presence, shooting the ball, and then be able to attack those switches and mismatches. He made them pay every time, and that's what we need going forward in the series. Kristaps was big, but those other guys, Derek White, Drew Holiday, JT, they all can get going at any point in time. So that's the beauty of our team. We just gotta, every game has its own story. We just gotta stay ready, stay composed, and take it one game at a time. Dallas is, probably getting ready for the next game right now, so we gotta prepare and get ready for the next one too.
Dave, last question.
Jaylen, Jaylen, Dave McMenamin, ESPN. Every basketball player at some point has to deal with an injury and have to go through recovery and rehab to get back onto the court. And usually we see a bit of a feeling out process. It takes time to get back to that same level. When did it click for you tonight that Kristaps didn't skip a beat?
Yeah, and that was it the first or the second quarter. He just went on a run where he hit the three, hit the midi, then ran back, got the block at the rim in transition. He was just making play after play, and it was just like, all right, he's back. There was no question about it then. So we need some more of that going forward for the rest of this series.